So I'm going to do a quick video and an update on what I do when I wean the young birds. So yesterday I've had a few young birds in here for a few days. I weaned a couple more yesterday. As you can see at the bottom left, there's a box full of straws. A couple of young birds in there now. The rest are in the cage. For the first few days, there's always food in the trough for them. I don't want to stress them out. I don't want to do anything like that to stress them out. There's always food in the crop. The first few days when they're weaned, I make sure that they're all eating and drinking, and that I keep an eye on for anything that's unstroke or blinking. If it's blinking and its eyes are closing, then chances are it's a bit dehydrated and it hasn't had a drink. So I just dunk their heads again. So once they're all perching up, I give them probably 4 or 5 days, just eating out the trough, plenty of food in the trough and that. Once they're all perching up, I start to lighten the food a bit and cut it back. This is when I start to get hold of them a bit. There's not food in front of them all the time then, so I'm whistling them when I'm feeding them. They don't come to the trough right away. I don't worry about it. The food gets left in there for about an hour and then it's taken out. Anything that doesn't eat the day after, you can guarantee, so whenever you go in, it'll start eating. But like I say, I leave this till they've been in there, I don't know, 5-6 days, perhaps a week, before I start lightening the food up and that. I'm not having them on the dark this year, like I said in the young bird video. So if I were having them on the dark, I'd leave them on the breeding mix until they sort of near enough gone through that body mop. But I'm not having them on the dark. I'm lightening the food up. I want to sort of get them out as soon as I can. If you look at the young bird video, I have a cage on the front of the loft, so the pigeons go out the same way as what they're going to come in. I don't sort of let them out through a door and expect them to come back through a trap, so they go out the same way as what they're coming in. If you look at the young bird videos, and that's it. So 7 days, start to lighten the food up, start to get a bit of control over them. I'm not in any rush because I don't normally let them out until they're about 2 week old and they've been going in the cage and they've had a look around outside and that. So I like them to, go in the cage for a week, perhaps 10 days before I take the cage off and let them out. So after 7 days, you start to lighten the food up, start to get a bit control over them. I start whistling now when I'm feeding them. Might take 2 or 3 days for them to figure out what's going on. I don't leave the food in, like I said. So they've got like an hour to eat the food. It's weighed out. I weigh about an ounce and a quarter out for each pigeon. You'll find that it takes them a few days to twig onto this. Once the the bellies start to tighten up and they start feeling a bit of a hunger pinch, so they're fed to appetite. When near enough when I feed them, like I said, an ounce and a quarter. If they're looking a bit hungry, I'll give them a bit more. But they've only got about an hour to eat it in the early stages, and then the trough's taken out. I only feed once a day at this time, so the trough's taken out, and that's it. Like I say, I'll do this for about, I don't know, another 10 days until I've got hold of them properly. I've got control of them and they're responding to me whistling and that. And it's as easy as that. Be patient with them. These things aren't instant. Take your time, be patient with them. And once, like I said, they'll be perching by this time. They'll be going in the cage. So I'm whistling them down and getting them to come back in through the trap, because the cage is actually on top of the trap. So they're learning all the time to come in and out the trap, which makes life a lot easier. I'm not having to learn them to come through the trap by hand or anything like that. So I've had a question about this. So just be patient, lighten the food up. Until that hunger sort of kicks into them, then then they'll start to respond. But don't skimp with the food at that point. You know, feed them to appetite. They're still growing. They're still they're still little babies. But I will lighten the food up over about a 10-day period. So as if after about 10 days, 2 weeks, they'll be fully on the Jerry Plus. Like I say, I'm not darkening them, so I want them on a light food right away. Then I can start getting them out. You can still let them out on an heavy mix, but like I say, I'm not darkening them, so I want to get them in the sky as quick as I can. They'll go straight on the Jerry Plus after about 10 days, but I'll do it a third at a time, like a third for 3 days, 2/3 for the next 3 days, and then after that they'll be completely on the Jerry Plus. I don't do it all at once. If you can like and subscribe to the channel, I hope this helps the person who asked a question about how to get control of his young birds after he's weaned them. They're not responding, but if you can like and subscribe to the channel, I'd appreciate it. Thanks a lot.